This can kind of be a little, and here's why. I'm Ty Smith, Model Renaissance Man. Welcome to my channel, Model Renaissance Man. If you are someone that's been subscribed to my channel for a long time, double check to make sure that you are. But if you are fairly new to the channel, get an idea of what this channel is about. What do? Go to my channel, click on playlist. All these different things I do on this channel. See all these different thumbnails? Those are all different categories of things that I do on this channel, from comedy to cooking to DIY when it comes to fixing cars. There's a lot of things I do on this channel. So check the channel out in its entirety before you subscribe. I'm pretty sure you'll find something on here that you like. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys all being here. Double check to make sure you do everything I told you to do in the beginning of this video. Make sure you follow me on all these platforms you see listed up here. All right. I also have another YouTube channel called Man, Husband, Father, and another YouTube channel called Meme Stream Media Shorts, where it's just shorts on there. Anyway, now that y'all got that and we got that all out the way, got to talk about this, okay? The House in Georgia passes a bill, okay? They passed a bill that would allow police to arrest anyone suspected of being in the country illegally. And there's a whole lot of stuff that can come into play here. Y'all know me. I'm across the board, equilibrium, neutral, unbiased. There's a lot of things that can come into play here, okay? But before I give y'all my 2 cents on this whole ordeal, I want y'all to check this out.
Family of Lake and Riley gathered today to say their final goodbyes. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Lori Johnson.
And I'm Frank Malloy. Hundreds gathered at Woodstock City Church to remember Riley. The Augusta University nursing student was killed while running on the University of Georgia campus last week. Her funeral service wrapped up about an hour ago. Her loved ones remembered her as a bright light and a devoted and wise person. Police say Riley's alleged killer, Jose Ibarra, is an undocumented immigrant. That sparked heated debates over border security, and now a bill which would strengthen immigration laws survived crossover day, a critical day for legislation at the state capitol.
House Bill 1105 will punish sanctuary cities or law enforcement agencies that do not help identify undocumented immigrants they detain. That bill would also require them to give monthly reports to federal authorities or face penalties. Jessica Chow spoke to one law enforcement agency about how it may affect them.
In 159 counties in Georgia, booking someone into jail pretty much looks the same.
If somebody's arrested on a criminal charge or traffic charge in which they have to be brought to the jail, they're going to be fingerprinted.
Monroe County Sheriff Brad Freeman says those prints may get sent to various agencies.
Federal Bureau of Investigation and also through the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement.
Right now, law enforcement agencies don't have to send prints to ICE to identify undocumented people that get booked. But a new bill that passed through the Georgia House would require that.
You know, we pretty much knew it was coming.
Freeman says the bill wouldn't affect them much because they already do that.
Probably within 20 minutes to an hour, we're going to get a hit from ICE that will say, hey, we want this person.
He says they hold them for 48 hours.
Here it probably happens monthly. There's been such an influx.
If ICE doesn't pick them up in 48 hours, they'll be eligible for release. Freeman says ICE doesn't show up half the time.
ICE's decision whether to take someone into custody, even with this new policy in place.
J. Britt Thames is a Macon immigration lawyer. He says the bill could affect sanctuary cities that limit cooperation in enforcing federal immigration law.
Now ICE would have notice of that, whereas in the past, ICE would not have known they were taken into custody.
Thames says the bill could lump people together and label them as criminals.
There's a lot of people here who are brought here undocumented, who work every day here, and they're good people.
Freeman says the bill would help get dangerous people off the street.
They were arrested for some criminal violation of state law, and they bond out, and then they do something horrific like what happened in Athens, Clarke County.
But Freeman says it's up to federal agencies to enforce the law. In Monroe County, Jessica Chow, 13 WMAZ News.
Sheriff Freeman says the bill also requires them to send monthly reports of inmates' legal statuses. Sheriffs who violate the reporting requirements in the law could face a misdemeanor charge or possibly lose state funding.
It will still have to pass through the Senate and then be signed by Governor Kemp in order for it to become law.
See, y'all saw that, you heard that, right? It's a whole lot of things that can go into this. For example, let me just say this. Y'all seen how pissed off I was about the whole thing. You saw how mad I was. I was livid mad about what happened to this beautiful young woman who was getting ready to go out there and actually have a real impact in the world. How? She was going to be saving lives is what she was going to be doing. Her life was taken away from her in such a brutal way that she was unrecognizable. When people say they was beaten to the point to where they were unrecognizable, most of the time, from what we did when I was going through schooling, you have to get that through DNA to find out if it's really them, or through dental records to see if the teeth and everything lined up. So this was absolutely ridiculous that this happened to this young woman. Now, The Hill pretty much has it on there. You guys just got done hearing the video. It sparked outrage among the community, and some Republicans have used her death as an opportunity to call out President Biden and Democrats on the subject of immigration. Democrats are arguing that her death shouldn't shape broad immigration policy. Can y'all imagine? Let's get away from the immigration so-called policy. Which policy are we talking about? The one that Joe Biden has in place right now that's allowing them to flood in here? Guys, it was only a matter of time before this happened. There's so many other stories out there. And once I get them, and I really do appreciate you guys all sending those stories to me, and I'm going to talk about them because I know that mainstream media is keeping a lot of this information from you, the American people. They keep it suppressed because they don't want y'all to see these crazy things that are happening to our fellow American brothers and sisters here in the United States. They keep it suppressed, and it is a major issue. Anyway, the bill passed Thursday would require jailers and sheriffs to report to federal authorities when someone in their custody has been found to have legal documentation, to not have legal. If they're found to not have legal documentation, they are to be reported. Local governments could lose state funding or state-administered federal funding if they don't report it, according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which first reported the legislation passing. State Rep. Jesse Petra, a Republican, sponsored the legislation. He said he worked on the effort for at least a year, but the bill took on new importance after Riley's death, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. Guys, it's the equivalent of something that happened here in Illinois. In Illinois, there is these back roads, rural roads, 2-lane highways on some of these back roads. One of them had a railroad crossing that did not have any gates at all. It just had a wooden post and the X sign saying railroad crossing on both sides. And although it was open field and you can see the trains coming, people would complain and say, hey, you don't know what can happen. Somebody can just be messing with the radio. This is at the time before there were cell phones and iPods and all that stuff, y'all. Bluetooth earphones. Somebody could be messing with the radio, or even if they got their music up too loud, they won't be able to hear the train. There's no lights or no gates or anything there to let them know. But they were like, Wasn't until someone lost their life, then they want to put the gates up. So the whole point of saying that is that, again, we talk about preventative measures. If they would have put those things there, that person would not have lost their life. It's really simple. If this border problem, which y'all can say, well, he could have been here for years, Ty. But at the same time, if this current administration that's allowing any Tom, Dick, and Harry to come in through America, southern border, if those sanctions was in place like Trump had it, we wouldn't be talking about this story today. We wouldn't. Y'all think it's all Mexican folks coming across that border, but look who did this to this young woman, Venezuelan. It would be preventative if there were stricter policy in place to keep these people from flooding into our country. And mark my word, it's going to continue to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what y'all say. When some of y'all say, well, Ty, we know that we can get our concealed carry and we can protect ourselves, but if we shoot somebody, they're going to take us to jail. I'm willing to take that chance right there versus losing my wife or my sons or any other family member. I'll take that chance of shooting them and making sure they're not living anymore to make sure mine is protected. Yeah, let me go. I'll go to jail go to jail for what I don't know, because the judicial system is completely screwed up right now. But me going to jail and getting arrested because I defended my family, whatever time that's going to take, I'm not going to be in there long, y'all. Let's keep it real. But they will arrest you and take you down to court, make sure your gun, blah, 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 blah. You get right back. You don't even have to post bail to get out. You're not going to jail. You're just going to be taken into custody to get questioned, debriefed, and all that, and they let you back out. Y'all, I know they don't show y'all all everything that happens post an incident like this. What makes us pissed off is why is he in police custody? I know we get mad about things like that. Like, for example, up here in Chicago, the guy that defended his jewelry store, he shot at the guy. The police took him into custody. The reason they do that, they get all this information. They got to file a report. They take him away from the situation. So I know we get pissed off like, why is he in custody? That ain't right. But they do have a process, ladies and gentlemen. The reason why I know this, I work closely with the police departments, okay? Anyway, y'all, what are y'all thoughts on this? Have y'all hit that like button yet? You know I do the little 5-second rule. You got 5 seconds to hit that thumbs up button. Hit it right now so it can be circulated within the YouTube algorithm, all right? Appreciate you guys all doing that. Yeah, I want to hear what y'all thoughts is on this. Now, the other thing I want to throw in there with this whole ordeal, ladies and gentlemen, is this. Could this lead to potential unwarranted profiling? Look, y'all, I'm being real. Ty, why would you? I'm just saying, there are some people that might be here undocumented. They might be here even legally. Is it possible that the police could just profile them because they might look the part or something like that? Y'all already know how it was with Negroes now. Could that be one of the issues that might arise? But at the same time, in cases like this, you heard the police person on here say this, most of the time it's dealing with people that are already in the system. And they might pull it up and if they look the part. So I'm just saying, this is going to have a whole lot of issues. It's going to have a whole lot. I know there's going to be a lot of things going to be involved as far as like the humane part of it. That's what people were trying to say. Because if it's allowing police to arrest anyone suspected of being in the country illegal, people are going to be, one incident is going to happen. I provided the police with all my documentation. I provided him with my license and my ID, and he still arrested me. Hope the police do a really good job on this, to be very thorough about this before it gets out, because this is going to be looked at, and it's going to be another reason why they're going to want to use this as any type of fire to blow and burn up everything the police is doing, and they're going to make it look like the police are the bad person, because now the immigrants can say, we know what the black people feel like. They profile us. I walk down the street, they tell me they pull me over. Police do the same thing to me like they do to black people. I'm just saying, y'all. This is why I told y'all, don't try to box me in anything and put me on the left and put me on the right. I'm doing this based off my own thinking, period. And I'm just saying it is a good chance that this could be something that can be looked at as if they are profiling. Is this what we're going to have to do to keep America safe? Is something like this? Some of y'all might agree with it. Yeah, anybody that the police suspect of being, in the country illegal, they should do it. Well, y'all, understand this. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. You do know that the people that came into this country all don't look like that Venezuelan man, right? You do know there are Asian people. There are black people. Now, y'all say black, I'm not talking about Americans. There are, Latino origin, Spanish origin, Russians. There's a lot of people. This says anyone that being in the country illegally. They can be somebody, they can be me right now. And they can say, hey, where are you from? America. Can I see some ID? Am I suspected of a crime? Yes, you are, sir, because we are told that anyone that's suspected of being in the country legally, we have a right to arrest them, or just show me your ID. And this is going to be one of those things that can be looked at as another bad issue. Now you're going to have black folks, mother effer, I'm in this country. And the police don't know. I'm just telling you, these are all the thoughts that are going through my head before we all just go on and be like, yeah, the police should be doing this. But understand, the ones that they're going to be pulling over for being suspected of possibly being in the country illegal, it's not going to all look like that Venezuelan man. Anyway, let me know what y'all think on this whole ordeal. Make sure y'all get into these cell phones of y'all. Let somebody know about this channel. At least one person today on Sunday. Let one person know. And if y'all did let somebody know, when you leave a comment, go tell me what you feel about it and what you think about everything I just talked about. And then at the end of your comment, go, oh yeah, Ty, by the way, I did let somebody know. Do that for me and I'll give you a little heart and let you know that I read your comment and y'all did do that for me. Let's hear it, folks, because there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews on this. I am Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.